Hey, welcome, Facebook family. How are you? Um, I'm here in Sydney, Australia, in my buddy Alice's chiropractic clinic. It's called Awaken Life Chiropractic. I highly recommend you. If you are in the Bondi area, if you're in Sydney, Australia, in the Bondi area, how do you like the Facebook Live filter? I wanted to share with you this thing. If you're here, definitely make sure you come and visit Awaken Life Chiropractic. I don't know if it's backwards right now, you can't see it, but I'm here at Bondi Junction in Bondi in Sydney, Australia, and just got my adjustment from my good homie Alice, and I wanted to share with you a little idea that I had that just came out from client calls today. And it's going to be relevant to you if you are ever in a state where you've been stressed, depressed, anxious, feeling like you want to make the leap into the next thing, what your next move is, feeling like you're powerless, paralyzed. A revelation came that I see constantly with one person after another, after another, after another in my practice, in my coaching business. For those of you who've never met me before, my name is Dr.Nima Rahmany. I've been a chiropractor for 15 years, 16 years now. And I've now moved practices into the emotional. From below Atlas, now I work above Atlas. And I have a program called Powerfully Aligned. It's a mastermind group which people who are inspired leaders that want to step up and level up in their relationships and careers and become powerfully aligned in their lives so that they can make a bigger impact and have more spiritual wealth, material wealth, relationship wealth. That's really what it's all about, and it all comes down to relationships with the self. And what I've observed is that the people who call me, who are having challenges, 100 times out of 100, their focus is on themselves and what is not working in their lives, and their past present is constantly whipped into their future. So basically we're recreating our past because of our stories of unworthiness and not good enough. And what we all aspire to do, especially those of you who are listening who are inspired leaders or want to be leaders in training, you are actually working towards becoming some sort of a leader, whether it be a leader of your family, a leader of your business, a leader within your company, or an entrepreneur, and you would love to step up and level up and move to the next thing. The problem is with 100% of the people is the same, and maybe you're going to be able to relate to this. Please let me know with a heart or a like or a love or a whatever that you can relate to what I'm saying. It comes down with the focus of our attention being on ourselves and on our unworthiness. And what happens is we all have an aspiration to become something greater than what we are, but because of the stresses and the incidents that have happened in the not too distant past, in the recent past, it creates a state of being within us, a temperament, a mood, which we carry with us day to day because of this chemical cocktail of hormones that get released in into our nervous system. These neuropeptides that get released, these feelings that get released in our body as soon as we wake up. And without a conscious, deliberate action steps towards changing them towards our desired, intended outcomes, then we repeat our past over and over again. And then we look back 1 year and we go, I'm not really that much further. I'm still, struggling with the same amount of debt. The relationship hasn't moved forward. I'm stuck in my relationship. Purpose, I don't feel any connection to my purpose. I want you to look back 1 year from where you are now, and if you can honestly say that you're not expanded in some way with relationships, with your spirituality, with your finances, with your education, with the experiences that you've had and the contribution that you've made, then I'm speaking to you. There's a high likelihood that in your situation you're suffering with a battle. You're losing this battle with your ego. And the ego is this part of you, the lower mind, the dark passenger, the part of you that is constantly thinking that you're not worthy because of past stories that have yet to be resolved. And that's not your fault. It's just that we haven't yet learned the tools in school and how to resolve them. I'm just going to leave this here. So what I'm And let me just move it so I can better lighting. Perfect. So if you can relate to what I'm saying, then let me know with a heart or a like or a love or whatever. Tag a friend who really needs to hear this. If you're feeling stuck, then there's a battle with your ego going on, because the past present that you haven't yet resolved is blocking you. You want to take a step here, but oh no, I'm not worthy. I'm a piece of shit because of what happened in the past. And so these stories start to become emotional blocks, and then they show up in relationships where if you don't see expansion in your relationship, an expansion of love, or you feel yourself isolating, like your life starts to isolate, and you look in a mirror and you don't like what you see anymore, and you start to lose people around you, and that people are not really looking to be around you because you're just stuck in story all the time, and you're in a complaint, and you're complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining. The world starts to close in on you, and you're losing that battle with the ego. And the good news is that everything can turn around. Everything can transform. I'm about to do a rap song about this. This song, I wrote a song called Battle with the Ego. And the way that you turn it around is this, is you start to identify, first and foremost, you want to identify the specific events and write them down. Okay, so the client that I just spoke to, his girlfriend cheated on him with one of his best friends, who's a roommate as well. So it was just a huge, crazy situation. So that was one thing, and that completely derailed him. And we have to find out where that came from. So once you write those things down, another client of mine lost all of her wealth. Another client of mine who's coming to the overview experience in Brisbane this upcoming weekend lost all of her wealth in the stock market. So that completely derailed her, and so now how's that showing up is she wants to expand her business and to help other people. She wants to make a difference and make an impact, but still the stories from what happened 18 months ago or 3 months ago are blocking. So who would you be if you didn't have those stories? Who would you be if you woke up tomorrow morning and there was no past? And my friends, my dear friends, what I realized was that what becomes possible when the past present isn't thrown into the future is unlimited possibility. And what you want to do is to go back to the earliest memories that have you feeling unworthy, that have you feeling stupid, that have you feeling broken. And this usually comes back to stories of trauma from abuse, stories of trauma from neglect, abandonment, breakups, or guilt. And your job, basically, the work that we do to help liberate with the adjustment above Atlas and the battle with the ego, is to change those stories by appreciating, by seeing what they contributed to you, knowing and really getting unequivocally what your superpowers are. Okay? Who would I be without this story? That's right, Odile. Who would you be without the story? I can't make it on my own. Exactly. Who would you be without the story? I can't make it on my own. Exactly. So these stories from the past have basically have blocked us, but with the right amount of questions, we can take that block and we can actually turn it into fuel by understanding that whatever is your superpower. So what is your superpower? The client that I had this morning, his superpower is the gift of influence. He basically said, I could probably make anyone do whatever the hell that I want them to. I said, okay, cool, that's your superpower. Great. He's an influencer. Perfect. So I asked him, okay, so we went back to those early memories of him being bullied that had him believe that he's not good enough and not worthy of love. So he got bullied and tormented for years by this one kid. And what we discovered with these questions that I've created with the overview method is that experience basically was the catalyst behind his superpower of actually having this gift of the gab, this power of influence. Because if it wasn't for those kids, he learned how to he learned the art of being able to get what he wanted to get out of different situations that were really challenging him. He really, yeah, it's a Facebook filter, Facebook Live filter. You can check them out. They're really cool. So just by asking these questions, he was able to see that his superpower came from the fact that he was being tormented throughout his entire childhood from this one kid who lived a block away. And so once he changed that story, his homework is to go back and restore that integrity with this guy, with this kid from when he was 7 years old, and he's regaining his power over that. And just by regaining his power over that absolutely ordeal, total duality, just by regaining his power over that, he's now shifting this belief that he's unworthy, which has been showing up in all weird, wild, wacky ways. That old story that's unresolved from the bullying in your childhood shows up in relationships. So he just was showing up as a weaker version of himself, completely negating his home life with this relationship who just basically walked all over him and cheated on him. Not to say that it was his fault. This is not about assessing blame, but this is about owning up to responsibility in a dynamic. And once you do that, you regain and restore power where it was lost, rather than playing the victim. Because the alternative is to continuously live your life playing this role of victimhood and seeking each relationship, hoping that this one's not going to hurt me. Hopefully this won't. And then you're constantly living in fear, sleeping with one eye open, and there's no freedom in that. So my hope for you is that you win this battle with the ego, and you understand and appreciate that the power is in your hands to transform those past stories. And so what I want to do is to give you my little rap song that I just wrote. If you just give me a sec, I'm going to grab a glass of water. I did this rap song. I don't have any beatbox or background music, but you're going to have to do it. You're going to do a background. Hey Alice, I'm doing a little rap. So basically, I'm going to do this. This is a song that I came up with because it's a battle that we all go through as human beings, is this battle with, am I really, this duality part of us. There's a part of me that really wants to make a difference and an impact in other world, in people. Yay, Haley, I'm glad that you were there for the rap songs over there in Gold Coast on Sunday. There's a part of me that really wants to make a difference and an impact in other people's lives, and then the other part of me that wants the finer things in life. So there's that duality. So basically, it goes like this. It goes, yeah. So the chorus goes, am I good or am I evil? Live for praise from the people. Addiction to the fame is the work of the devil. I want to make a splash, not just live for the cash. The battle in my mind is the battle with my ego. All right, so that's how it goes. So that's the chorus. So it basically goes. I forget how it starts. Tragedy of life was what I went. Okay, so tragedy of life was what I went through. To put my spirit straight was what I had to do. Turn my losses into gains, put my focus on my brain. Formulated a method to help others through pain. 1, 2, 3, people look at thee. Crazy Dr. Nima, put in focus on he who want to learn the method that allow you to be physically strong and mentally free. Am I good or am I evil? Live for praise from the people. Addiction to the fame is the work of the devil. I want to make a splash, not just live for the cash. The struggle in my mind is the battle with my ego. The battle with my ego. The battle with my ego. Peace out. Hopefully you love that. Send me a private message if you have any questions about this, if this has been affecting you in any way, you want to reach out, or tag somebody that you know who needs to hear this. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. God bless you. Peace from Sydney.